Today's movie is The Sound of Music, screenplay by Ernest Lemon from the stage musical with music and lyrics by Richard Rodgers and Oscar Hammerstein Jr., directed and produced by Robert Wise and presented by 20th Century Fox Corporation.
This movie won 5 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Best Film Editing, and Best Sound. With its timeless music and iconic stars, The Sound of Music was a hit, both at the box office as well as the viewers' hearts.
They have sung for 1,000 years.
As I sound your signals, you will step forward and give your names. You, Fräulein, will listen carefully, learn their signals so you can call them when you want them.
The celebrated play that delighted the world. Actually photographed amidst the wondrous beauties of Salzburg, Austria. With Julie Andrews, Academy Award winner for Best Actress of the Year in Walt Disney's Mary Poppins. Now in the new and glorious role of Maria.
How do you solve a problem like Maria? How do you catch a cloud and pin it down? How do you find a word that means Maria? A flibbertigibbet or will of a wisp, a clown. Maria makes me laugh.
Maria, who entered the strange new world of Captain Von Trapp and captivated his 7 children with a magical spell of song.
Girls in white dresses with blue satin sashes, snowflakes that stay on my nose and eyelashes, silver white winters that melt into springs. These are a few of my favorite things. When the dog bites...
The Sound of Music...
I'm sorry.
The Sound of Music starts with Maria, played by Julie Andrews, singing in a pasture. Maria is training to be a nun, but her life changes when she's hired to be a governess for the Von Trapp family. George Von Trapp, played by Christopher Plummer, keeps his 7 children in line using harsh methods. The children initially are opposed to Maria, but soon warm up to her as she shows them the sound of music.
George also has a change of heart once he hears his children singing, and begins to return the love and affection shown by his children to, of course, his children. Maria, however, has to return back to the Abbey, and that's also because of the jealousy in George's quote-unquote fiancé. And, when Maria comes back to the Abbey because she has a change of heart and actually loves children, she realizes that George is soon going to marry her. Well, his fiancé. But George realizes that he doesn't love his fiancé and instead loves Maria, and those two soon get married.
They leave for their honeymoon, but all is not well. Austria is soon taken over by Nazi Germany, and the Von Trapps are not sympathizers. They're forced to go into hiding, and after much suspense, escape to the mountains. I thought the casting in this film was especially important. Julie Andrews, who plays the main character of Maria, previously won an Academy Award for her role in Mary Poppins, and this only contributed to her image of a carefree, radiant young woman, which paralleled her role of Maria perfectly. In this way, audiences could know that.
Yeah, because when you have someone who's like an Academy actress, like award-winning actress, you're just gonna add star quality to it.
Yeah.
And Julie Andrews. Everybody knows Julie Andrews.
Everyone knew Julie Andrews back then too.
Well, everybody still knows her. She plays the Princess Diaries.
She's timeless.
Not as timeless as Betty White, though.
I think her fit for the role of Maria was so seamless that it seemed like the role was made for her, not like she had to fit into the role.
Yeah, because even now she still has like so much energy.
Christopher Plummer plays another standout role in this movie as George Von Trapp. He plays the most dynamic character because he changes from like a stern father to a kind and loving one. He pulls off both roles, but I think he pulls off the stern father better. Nevertheless, he's an integral part of the cast.
Of course, even though most people don't know who Christopher Plummer is anymore. But if you guys remember Up, the guy who chases like the evil dude who tries to capture Kevin and everybody else, that's the guy he voices. And when you think about it, his voice and just like how he acts His
Yeah,
character,
demeanor.
maybe, his more like his demeanor.
He has a
It's
stern thing.
Yeah, it's just like a stern thing, which is probably why he has some kind of trouble trying to portray the compassionate type. And you know, casting isn't only the important part about this movie. You have to think about, you know, the sound, and of course,
It's the sound of music.
the music, sound of music. Everybody knows this music. And their use of sound is actually quite well. It's used quite well, and they are able to put their sound clips accurately and in order to show like what the characters are feeling throughout the movie. For instance, you know, when they're in the hiding scene in the Abbey, and you know, they use like this quiet, dramatic music, and you know, it kind of puts you at the edge of your seat, filled with suspense. And you're kind of like, oh God, are they gonna get captured? Are they gonna make it? Are they gonna like make it? You know? And it's kind of interesting when you watch the movie, because right now when you see like all of these modern movies, they don't have to worry about like, oh, are they gonna listen to the music? You know? It's not the music right now. It's like all of these action movies. It's the action that makes it. But for like these like
Horror movies, it's
yeah,
the music.
it's the music, and you have to have like an iconic theme track for people to remember your movie, which is, you know, what The Sound of Music has. Everybody knows The Sound of Music's of like their soundtrack. I mean, Do Re Mi, The Sound of Music, you know, The
My
Hills
Favorite
Are
Things.
Alive. Yeah, My Favorite Things, and of course The Lonely Goat Herd. Everybody remembers that puppet show with like the goats and everything. In the end, you know, I thought Sound of Music was a great movie.
Overall, with everything combined, it does have its flaws, but I think its strengths greatly shine over them. It's easy to see how this movie has captured the hearts of millions and become a timeless classic.
And you know, you also have to take into consideration the Sound of Music was chosen to be like preserved forever in the Library of Congress. So that means it's like when we get old and like when we die, our like great grandchildren will still be able to watch this, and they'll still be able to like remember all of these like songs and everything that, you know, we grew up listening to.
And then the Congress only picks movies that are significant in some way, either
Yeah.
culturally or historically significant. So I think the brilliant actors, the wonderful music, and the historically significant storyline are all details that intertwine to create the perfect film experience.
And you know, I truly think it does deserve it's all of its Academy
It's
Awards.
5 Academy Awards.
Yes, and you know, I kind of want to see it again.
Me too.
Let's go. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.